is episode 8. We're going to call this one The Ultimate Hunter. And those of you who have been watching and paying attention probably understand the reference for that one. But,
I don't.
don't worry, you will. So, before we jump in, Blaze, I think we had some stuff to show off this week.
Yes, we do. So we have... Oh, where is it? So we have our first ever OC someone made based off of Dimension Chasers. This one is by... I have to double check the name so I don't mess it up.
It's Lumini.
Yes.
Luminar Otaku.
Yes. They are a streamer, and they really like Dimension Chaser and all that stuff, so they made their own OC. They are a 6-inch tall pixie who goes around dueling with a deck based off the food service industry, and their ace monster is a food truck transformer.
That is
Which
so
is
cool.
awesome.
I love it so much, and I love how it looks like that his character would be feasibly possible to like actually skate on his dual disc.
Oh my god, probably.
Like, am I the only one who sees that? Like, it looks like a skateboard.
I mean,
It's a
probably.
little small first. It might be like one of those penny boards, you know what I mean? Like the really tiny
Yeah,
ones.
one of those
Yeah.
small penny boards, yeah.
Yeah, I totally love that image now.
That is so cool.
Isn't
I
that
have
actually...
another one real quick. Just give me 1 second.
Yes,
Oh wait, we got
yes.
another one?
I am
we have more.
totally professional. I definitely get all this
Gives me
stuff
Pepper
done ahead
Ann
of time.
vibes. Yo, also welcome Negative Pro. Hello.
Yeah, just keep talking about this for a second, guys. Give me like 30 seconds.
Oh, no. Take your time, please. By the way, we should all introduce ourselves. So our lovely stream host here is the amazing and ever isekaiable rogue. Her name is Nell Celestine. You're welcome to her channel.
First time catching live? Well then, welcome. But yes, my name is Nell. I'm the host for the channel. And then starting from left to right on your screen, we have Connor.
Hello, I apparently don't gain many references, and I am very confused today. And scared. Which seems pretty normal. Anyway, hello.
Next to him, we have Sagral.
I'm Sagra. I'm from the Cafe d'Arcadia. Good friend of the channel over here.
And then last but not least is our Dungeon Master Blaze, or a storyteller, depending on which terminology you wish to use.
I
mean,
like
aren't we-
Game Master since it's more system agnostic.
Okay.
But
Very nice.
ain't we in a dungeon right now?
No, technically you guys are inside of a tomb, which is technically different.
It is true.
A dungeon-
But mechanically, it functions as a dungeon in a game sense.
I mean, technically anything can be a dungeon in a game sense.
A castle could be a dungeon.
Look,
A
look.
field could
We
be a
could
dungeon.
always win this argument on a technicality.
Technicalities.
Here is a piece of art our lovely artist HikariChance made of Gotcha in one of his outfits.
Very nice, very nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yep. They're working on body work. So, yeah.
Looks
That's
very
one of the
nice.
major ones I wanted to show off today.
All right.
Anything you guys want to... Oh,
We also
Go ahead.
have a little bit of shilling to do today. Because there's about
Just
a
a
week
little bit.
left. There's about a week left on this, so I'm gonna hit the merch here. We have a keychain which doubles as a field center. It's double-sided. It is only available for another week on pre-order. The first 10 orders are going to get a signed note from me thanking you for your order. We're not rerunning this, and it is basically a Sky Striker Nell and Sky Striker Violet Nova, who is my good friend and VTuber fiance, which we run the store together. So if this interests you and you want a really cool field center, or you just want a really cool keychain, this is your one chance to get it. I do believe it is free shipping continental US. I'm not 100% sure because Violet is the one who runs the store. But that is my understanding. But yeah, this is your last chance to get that really super cool keychain.
It looks
very-
incredible, and it's
really
reversible.
does.
And I think you said it's about the size of a field center for Yu-Gi-Oh!
It
players?
is. It's exactly the size of a field center.
And it's reversible.
Speaking
yes,
of
fast, cheap,
double,
cheap,
there's
flat
finally-
rate shipping. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
We will also be adding in the future. It is not available yet, but our cool Dimension Chasers cover screen most likely will become a playmat.
I'm going as soon as it becomes available. I want to be the first one to buy it.
If you could beat me to it, what are you talking about?
I will fucking fight
Hey,
you.
hey,
Blaze.
hey,
I will
hey,
fight you.
hey,
Bring it
Hey.
on!
hey. As
Don't
one of the
come
people,
down.
was one of the two people who manages the shop, I believe I'm getting it first.
Oh my god, no, nope, that happened.
Unless you're,
Raina just said no.
keeping
Fuck you both. I'm buying it first.
Oh my god.
Say that after you buy the keychain, Raina. Haha. got her.
I will pay Blaze.
I will try to. I would try to interject with a statement of my own, but
I'll roll yours if you let me do it first.
What she say?
She said, "I'll buy yours if you let me buy it first."
Huh.
I find it really funny how Zackral's avatar's lips flapped.
All right. So anything else before we get started now?
No, I think that's gonna be everything. So we have it is a little bit longer of a previously recap. Just giving you a heads up.
Wait. Should we show off like the cards that we like?
Well, let's
No,
show those
that's
after the
afters.
recap.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so we're gonna quiet up here and we're gonna play the recap.
Yeah.
Previously on Dimension Chasers.
I bring forth the Afterlife Jailer. A man covered in chains appears on the field, and as he appears, massive chains encircle Amy and are connected to her dimension disk, and then have the Afterlife Jailer attack you directly for 2.
Boop. Ha ha.
You son of a bitch! I will attempt to. What bonus effect are you going to activate?
I'm gonna destroy the attacking card.
I'm going to attempt to negate.
Man, this jailer just went. You think a barrier could work?
That is 8. Cost you 1 advantage.
I'll pay that advantage.
All right.
And
What a
battle phase is
move.
now ended.
Yep.
So I built 2 cards in preparation for today. Not sure what I was going up against. Just knowing that there was going to be some shenanigans.
Would I ever shenanigan?
Yes, you are shenanigans.
Yes,
right
you
now.
would. I activate the Armored Maiden's Trinity Processor. You get to choose one of the following effects. I get to return an Armored Maiden from my graveyard back to the field. You take 1 life point damage, or I can summon a warrior from my hand. Take your pick now.
1 from your hand. Yeah, it has to be 1 from your hand. Oh my god.
You get Armored Maiden Tactica.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
We're gonna fumble your ability to block.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
What? What? Oh my god. I'm gonna rule that it works. Holy sh... You have +2 tension right now, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
actually.
+2 tension, actually.
Let's go.
And
So your block fumbles.
Yeah, describe how this ends.
So Tactica appears up on stage, pulls up her menus, and is just like smirking, and your opponents are basically their gaze is focused on them, like your 2 warriors, leaving the recruit open to come around the side and just a short missile barrage directly against the opponent directly.
You treat this world like it's... doesn't matter. Like the things we work hard for are all a joke to you. I put my heart, sweat, and tears into my carvings and such. You act as though it doesn't matter. Alright, I'll give you 1 chance to get what you're looking for. He puts down his hammer and chisel, kind of dusts his hands off on his apron. He pulls out a dimension disc. It's completely made out of white marble, beautifully carved. As the pieces move into like a ready position, there isn't a single sound as the presumably stone components move as if they were perfectly. They have like perfect craftsmanship, essentially. You were challenged, so
I guess I'll go second.
a mistake, but a forgivable one. All right, let's go ahead and bring out the Sun-Scorched Mason. A card that looks eerily similar to him is played, and it's like there's two of him standing there. All right, whenever a card will be sent to the graveyard, I entomb it under a card I control instead. All my items also gain Spelljammer, and this card's got follow-up. Allow me to then bring out Temple of the Sun God. Whenever it has blocker, and whenever a card is entombed underneath it, I'll deal 1 damage to you.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, that's very inconvenient for me.
As you see Shen draw a card, or like reach into the void, instead of feeling the light between the stars, he just feels something cold. Like reaching into a deep ocean of constantly spiraling different currents baffling his entire arm. And he feels something grasp him, and he pulls out, and he plays Hundun.
What does Hundun do?
So you see what immediately plays down appears to be a black hole. And as that happens, you begin feeling this sudden mass of force begin pulling on every single thing. This overwhelming, intense force. Every single card must battle Hundun. I don't know how to describe a black hole eviscerating someone.
We're going to have this final duel to go past those doors to fully investigate this, aren't we?
That is correct. First, I shall activate scales of the final judge. A set of scales appears behind her.
Mm-hmm.
It is inconspicuous. Whenever a player destroys, sacrifices, or tributes a warrior, give that player a sin counter. After X turns, the starting life, which is 3, that player, the player with the most sin counters, loses the game.
Then I'm going to have to ask you a question in return.
Yes.
You seem knowledgeable about where my whereabouts are. I do then need to ask if you have knowledge about other people's whereabouts as much.
Like who?
You may have not met him or heard of him, but I'm looking for my own brother, much like you have your brothers here.
If I do?
Well, I'm willing to ante another card over it.
I would need more than a simple card in order to agree to that.
It's not just a simple card I'm offering.
Wait.
I'm offering the dimensional instability.
Ooh. Her eyes kind of go wide at that.
I am a pursuer of knowledge, as I've said, and I know the price that I have to pay for it sometimes. I can't keep heading in fairy tales any longer. As this roll is going off, I'm reaching into the deck, and you see something shatter in the deck. I'm destroying Titania.
What?
Is it the card I think it is?
It has to be. Because this is the only way I'm going to be able to force this win to happen. And I just look up at Anata. I have to win this. I play the Beast of Gevadon.
Describe this for everybody. Oh,
Holy shit,
You
fuck!
see, from what looks like the shadows, like a doorway opens up. And you see this monstrous thing crawling out, dripping with saliva and everything. Saliva. as I play this, I have to sacrifice everything else on my field. It rushes over to her, clamping with those massive claws, and you see the teeth from its chest grip into her torso, and you see the eye peer real down close, and all you see is what looks like the colors invert around her suddenly, and then it drops her.
She falls to the ground. You're not sure if she's unconscious or if she's no longer alive.
I walk over to where Anapa is.
You go up to her and she is no longer alive.
The Sluagh can't be controlled. And I had to summon one of the beasts of the Sluagh.
You sure that was the right idea?
I didn't have much of a choice, it felt like. But I now know that there's more information to be had here.
Oh, that was great. Everyone disliked that.
Everyone fucking disliked that. I was not expecting to see that.
I don't think. How do we top something unexpected? An unexpected addition. You unexpectedly killed
Alright, we're back up. Dude, we're back.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
definitely
man.
back.
Alright,
Also,
so-
Mutus, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Welcome in, Randers.
You just
Alright,
we
so,
just finished up the recap of last session.
and these are the new cards that were introduced last game. Well, with the exception of also this card on the far right.
I'll explain that one in a minute.
Alright, so let's start
We
with the
have-
leftmost card.
Don't worry about him. He's just a funny little guy. Please don't help.
So go ahead and go over his ability and his new name.
Okay, so last session I ended up pulling Hundun, and this is him in his full digitized glory. Hundun, the Peril of Chaos. When played, I may mill X, being the starting in life, to strengthen Hundun for each card milled. He is a weak, but in most duels he's at minimum going to be very strong. Or, well, strong again. Also, when played, every single card, all cards attack Hundun as if they were a warrior. So, like facing out a black hole, everything gets entombed in it if it's destroyed by Hundun and can't escape its pull. Though he can't obviously attack the turn he's played because, well, gotta be honest, a board wipe and just 2 damage to the opponent directly is
Too much.
way too much. It's too much. He's probably pushing on the idea of too much already. Oh yeah, one more thing. Any card that's milled is banished to the void. They're gone from the
Until
duel.
the end of duel.
Until the end of duel. In other words, if I banish 3 or 4 cards, I am just cutting down how many cards are in my deck, which means I could be in a very bad situation if just Hundun just snipes so many good cards in my deck.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, he is a very chaotic. I was gonna say boy, but thing.
Void.
Yeah, it's a very chaotic entity.
Yeah. Don't worry about the weird noises that he likes making. By the way,
It just sounds
The weird
it's
noises
just
he
sound of
makes.
The blackness.
Soup.
Oh, so it speaks whale.
spaghetti.
All right. Let's go over Trinity Processor now.
Alright, so Trinity Processor is a new invocation for my deck. Basically, what it does is it's one of those times where I play this, and no matter what is the opponent picks, it's in my favor. So I have to force to choose what option would benefit them benefit the other player the most, even though it all sucks for them.
Can't confirm.
I can either bring back an Arbor Maiden from my graveyard back to play, which means they have to deal with something that they've already destroyed coming back. They take a life point of damage, which is anywhere from 50 to 25 to 50% of their starting life. And the other option is I get to play an extra warrior from my hand. So all good options, really.
Yeah, all very powerful options.
All right.
All
Moving
right.
on to yours.
Yep. Yeah. So the Beast of Gevidon, there's a lot of lore implications here, but
Everybody disliked that.
everybody just like, yeah.
All collectively gonna ask the entire community right now, what the dog doing and why it do bad?
So the way Beast of Gevidon works is that when it enters the battlefield, I have to tribute all the other warriors that I have on the field. And it starts off initially as a weak creature, but gains strength based on how many I tribute. After that point, then will sweep the opponent's field with anything less strength in it. So if I sacrifice 2 creatures, it becomes then a strong. If I sacrifice 3, it becomes an overwhelm. If I sacrifice 4, it becomes effectively double overwhelm to counter singular overwhelm creatures, etc., etc. So it's meant to help me clear the field in my deck that is very, on average, towards the weak end of the creature strength spectrum.
Mhm.
Huh. I
And
just
then-
processed this. Sorry, I just processed this now. We both just have 2 very dark entities that came from the void that just board wipe things.
Yeah,
cost a
but
lot.
with like different mythological roots.
Yeah, being honest, at least for me, I didn't plan that.
So we have
Uh,
board wipe, and I
Combo.
get something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last card that's actually here is actually a result of Elfdane leveling up from last session.
Ooh.
And it kind of plays into the fact of it's unlock. He got the ability to take a power from another playbook, which can be done once per minor advancement for a character. I chose to take the ability Hidden Power from the Medium's playbook, which allows me to convert one of my normal staples, or my generic staples, into a staple that is unique to another class. So I grabbed one that allowed me to draw cards in exchange for putting one into the bottom of my deck. And I added tragic flavor text.
It hurts me.
I added tragic flavor text to reference the fact that it's meant to be Titania's library. And what did you sacrifice to get in there?
It hurts me.
Oof.
Yeah. And so the card became Wisdom Left Behind.
We may never recover from this.
So,
But look,
yeah.
her body's still just lying there.
Just in the Peter Griffin pose.
She's just lying there, and all of her
I'm
stuff is
sorry.
still on her.
Yep. So.
Blaze, can we get the music rolling? Thank you.
Damn, it's sad.
Mm-hmm. So.
By the way,
Yes.
Blaze, you're muted. Just wanted to make sure in case if you didn't know that.
We're all waiting for Blaze.
I think Blaze is magically caught on fire.
We're all just like melancholic.
Shit,
We're
I'm
just
fucking. I was sorry, I was muted. I not realize. I went to blow my nose and I forgot to unmute myself. I'm so
Did
sorry.
you not hear me when I said, by the way, Blaze, you're muted?
No, I didn't.
I think he was blowing his nose.
No, I didn't hear what he said. I said, "What'd you say, Connor?" And then you just didn't respond. I was very confused. Anyways, getting back to where we were. So yeah, you had just defeated
You
Anapa.
just
with the
murdered
Beast of Gevidon.
somebody.
Yeah. You just. Well, it's just a character in a video game. People do that all the time. It's perfectly fine.
Anyway.
Would I do a cheap SAO ripoff?
Well, we're not trapped in the game yet, so no.
Okay. Yeah. Sagra, how are you feeling after having just won the stool?
Well, first off, kind of hollow, honestly. Elfdane is just kind of like eyes are kind of like a little unfocused, but it's just like, No, that wasn't the intent, but... Alright, like, just kind of turns away, key in hand and everything, and just like, I think it's best we keep moving.
Is she dead?
Well, if she's dead, that must mean this is a plot thread that unfortunately happens, right? Right? Like, just trying to huff the copium.
At least throw something over her, like a sheet or something, if there's one nearby.
Hold on. I'm actually gonna go look to see if there's something to cover her.
Honestly, not really. Most of the area is abandoned. You could use one of your
Supplies?
supply cards to make one. Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set her up properly instead of just leaving her on the ground, and then I will use how many do I have? Do I only have one? I only have the one. Yeah, I'll use my last supply to actually kind of wrap her up with a sheet.
All right. Yeah. She looks much more dignified than just being sprawled out on the ground where the beast had just kind of dumped her body.
Mm-hmm. Bless you, sweetheart.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So look at the sheets, apparently.
So yeah, what are your guys' plans next? You defeated the last person stopping you from getting to the main section of the burial chambers.
Well,
It's time to go then.
yep. Onwards and forwards.
Shen's just looking at her wrapped up body and just lost in thought for a moment. Yeah. Yeah, let's get going.
So,
I know this may sound honestly silly, but this is more than just a game, isn't it?
I don't know. At this rate, I really don't know. Because if this is just a game, it's very well made, don't get me wrong. The thing
Welcome, readers. Welcome. Sorry to cut you off there, Sagrel.
No problem.
Uzi, thank you very much for the raid. Elmic1, I think that's how you pronounce it. Welcome, readers. My name is Nell. This is Dimension Chasers, where it's a tabletop RPG, where it's more of a TCG style, and we decided to merge it into similar to a Vrains style world. And right now, we are in some serious moments inside of a virtual world. If this is something that interests you, all the VODs are up on YouTube as well, so you can watch for quite a few hours, actually.
And for anyone who's wondering what the tabletop system we are using, it is a system called Perfect Draw. Kickstarter ended it a little while ago, but there should be a way to order the books, ?
I believe
I
so.
don't know if you can order the hardcover, but I know you should be able to still get the digital version.
PDFs, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the PDFs.
But yeah,
Go
let us
support
know
it
what
if you're
tabletop
using
game. Let us know what tabletop game you were playing, and I'll check that out while we're going here. Sorry,
Alrighty.
please continue.
Not a problem.
Well, as I was saying, it was just
Oh, yeah.
in response to what Shen was saying, I was saying, Alfdean was going, if this is a game, it's her death may have been predetermined. If there's more to it, and it's simply a matter of random events and possibilities, then it's a very well done simulation for gaming purposes. I am hesitant to believe that it's simply more than that at the moment.
Still, the man that I dueled earlier, it's just the way how he talked, and also in turn, the way how everyone else talked, I really do want to believe this is all just bad coincidence and just ignore this and just enjoy this, but this is all just, it feels too real. Heck, even in the duel earlier that I faced in it, something just felt horrible when that thing was played and I drawn.
Well, we'll
Amy
get more.
leans against the door frame and she just kind of half shrugs. Look, at the end of the day, as far as we're aware, and as far as I'm concerned, this is all pre-programmed. This is a game, and what it's doing is it's clearly scanned background information from our setups. So
Isn't
That's
that
the
an
only-
invasion of privacy then?
that's that'd be the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
Whether
but
or
still,
not it's a mix of that and some incredibly smart information gathering, who knows? But it's not like we can put these on and go to another world or something.
Yeah.
Still though, if that's the case, then if this is all just someone taking our information, that's infringement of
You're-
not only privacy, but also that's just messed up.
There was a theory in game development back when I was a kid called emergent storytelling, where characters could die as simply as a result of player actions and could completely change how the story was told. This might be a result of that. So we won't have any confirmation until we can figure out more about this, the dimensional anomalies, as well as why these characters are able to pinpoint us so heavily. It seems. But we have a god of death to go talk about.
Yeah. Let's just get to it and get out of here.
I'm just gonna have to double check my security settings when I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you guys going to head towards the large door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, what's about with like the 3 other people we came here with? What have they been up to?
You
Two
mean
others.
Nigel, Esther, and Timothy?
Oh, yeah, it was 3. Yeah, Nigel has sympathy. I mean, they're just kind of there, kind of standing there awkwardly, because you guys talk about some heavy stuff, and they're just there as like you guys' backup.
Like they watched us like fight off a Justicar. They watched you kick the ass of a Mason with a black hole, and then watched me casually murder one of the priests who they've seen in town.
Yeah.
Like
And all of us are
they're
just
just
like,
kind of going like, "Is this what you guys been doing to raid the tubes for us? What the fuck?"
But we do it. Yeah, wherever we go, it's just a bunch of corpses there. Just take what's there.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
I'd like to point out
You
I didn't murder my opponent. Thank you. They finished the duel and they
I'm
walked
the
away.
only one who murdered his opponent. It was an accident too.
yeah, we didn't mean to kill someone.
So, okay, and Anubis, just for context, we did, wrap her body up, sit her up, and make her, instead of leaving her just a corpse on the floor, we made her actually look like she died dignified. Like we didn't just leave her there.
We gave her a proper like,
We tried to give her at least some level of like recognition.
yeah.
all right. Are you guys gonna head towards the final burial chamber?
Think so.
All right.
Yep.
You guys walk out of the small little like praying area you guys were previously in.
Mm-hmm.
And right outside of that building is a large stone door. It looks like originally it was just a pathway leading to another one of the cavern's large rooms, but a large stone door is in place there. Towards the center of it, there are 3 large keyholes, just the right size for the large metal keys you were given from each of the Guardian.
All right.
Well, hopefully we're not opening the door to the underworld.
I mean,
I'm
couldn't
going-
really be anything else.
I just turn and look over at him. We are in the necropolis. That is the first step to entering the underworld.
Yeah, okay. I wish I didn't.
Usually, this is all burial chambers, which means the souls have the pathway to the underworld. and we're effectively holding keys. Man, I wonder if we're actually entering the underworld or something. I'm going up and putting the key in the hole.
Yeah. It takes some working at it, but eventually it does turn.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate speaking. I put it in and I turned the key.
Once again, it takes a little bit of effort, but you are able to turn the key.
Okay.
You know what? Fine. Let's do this. And she puts the key in, she turns it.
What, were you expecting to, like, not go through this way?
I don't know. Part of me is wondering, like, if there was another way through, like a secret alternate door.
Well, we already defeated every single Guardian, and, like, the universe hasn't presented us something else to go through.
Well, there's one other path we could have gone through, Amy.
No, I wasn't planning on dying, thank you very much.
I'm about to say, like, for a level 1 area, the storytelling here is completely mythologically correct so far.
Yeah, no thank you, hard pass.
Wait, hold on. Were you actually saying, let's unalive ourselves?
I didn't say ourselves.
No. Turns key again.
Eventually, when the last key turns, you hear a large thunk, and the doors swing inwards a little bit.
Sweet. I take the key back out.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back out.
Yeah.
I also take it.
Doors open, retrieve our key.
All right.
What do we see on the other side of the door?
The other side of the door, you see what appears to simply be a long hallway.
Oh boy.
It
Anything on the
disappears.
walls?
On the walls, you see what appear to be carvings and depictions of a jackal-headed god.
Hey Nigel, what can you tell us?
Well, they seem to be depictions of the god of death. It doesn't seem to be
and?
telling anything specific, more just things made in reverence towards him. Also, sorry for my voices, my nose is very stuffed up today.
That's perfectly fine. I think
You're
what you
fine,
need is
Liz.
some chili.
Oh my god. Honestly, I was very clear yesterday.
Yeah, it's because of all the chili.
Yeah. What you
Yeah.
talk about, audience? I won a chili cook-off yesterday. And I ate a lot of chili that day.
That's good chili then.
It was. Alright, anyways.
So this would imply. Oh, okay. So this is So this would imply this is the pathway to the underworld, simply because it's I'm guessing all the carvings of them are facing the same direction, which is towards the other end of the hall.
Correct.
Yeah, these are they're reverential carvings then. So that means it's meant to guide the souls. All right.
I'll take lead.
All right, Connor.
Who's Connor?
Yeah. Brain. Sorry, Shen.
Shen turns like, who's Connor?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright. You start making your way down. As you walk, the carvings along the walls of the hallway continue, and at the end of the hallway you see not a bright light, but it seems to be brighter and more warmly lit than the area behind you. The main part of the necropolis was lit by different bioluminescent organisms and the like.
Right.
This appears to be a some sort of candle or some such light. After about 5 minutes of walking down this hallway, you find yourselves in an enormous room. The sides of the room kind of slope upwards, and you just see row after row after row after row of what appear to be like a small table, almost a stone table that a body, like a mummified body, is placed up top of, with a couple of different objects placed next to the body. And you see that that scene replicated everywhere in this room, up the sloping walls. There are only spaces that aren't covered in that is a small hallway that you guys are walking down. That's like at like the center of the rising sides, and pathways every few feet up, so that you can reach the higher bodies.
This is the burial site. Don't
Next. Oh, I was saying
touch
next.
anything.
I was gonna say, next to every single body, you do see, not all of them, but most of them have some type of treasure next to them as well. Might be a little golden idol or a small gem of some kind.
I'm just like, don't touch anything.
This may sound like a silly or a really dumb question, but is there one for Anapa?
Why don't
What are you looking for?
he's looking for an altar for Anapa.
Yeah, like if there was like, because in my mind, like this is, I'm not sure if I imagining this wrong, but isn't this basically a burial chamber that has like multiple people who worships the god of death? Is that
This has hundreds, if not like over 1,000 different.
This is okay.
Yeah.
I like going a little bit of a historical mode. This is akin to what would be the Tomb of the Kings, and not the pyramids themselves. Simply because the fact is, many of the royals, many of those who are like the most trusted, the favorite of the pharaohs, and everything, would have effectively these community burials. The largest tombs we have referencing this, have been absolutely decimated by grave robbers throughout the years, and so these massive burial chambers would have bodies galore like this, preserved and ready to go, and have clearly defined pathways and markings for those who want to take their journey to the afterlife through the land known as Duat. So this kind of place would basically be allowing the souls to get their rest, collect the treasure that they have, and make their journey.
Okay.
King Common's burial chamber is the best example of what we have as a pristine tomb to this very Tomb Commons. Yeah, Anubis has it right.
It's really cool having a Egyptian buff in the chat and in play. It's really cool.
I mean, a lot of historical stuff and mythology stuff. Anubis is definitely the massive Egypt buff comparatively.
I love it so much. I just
What?
need to say this right now. Yu-Gi-Oh has infected my mind with how much I love Egypt, and when I delved into it, I realized, thank you, Yu-Gi-Oh, I love this.
Egypt has a very interesting history. Anyways, back on topic. This is not meant to be a as fascinating as it would be a history lesson on Egypt.
Yeah. But no, seriously, going like in character, I explain like, okay, yeah. So don't touch the treasures. Don't mess with the books. Don't fuck any of this up. Because if you fuck one of these up, you technically fuck every single one of them up.
I
Because
understand.
they're on what's the concept known as the Great Journey. You don't mess with it.
I understand what you're saying, but may I just please say something? Phrasing.
What?
Huh?
All right, that's it. I'm taking point.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Amy.
All right. So, what is your guys' move? You have
Amy's
this
just
huge,
walking
long...
forwards. He's
Yeah,
just
I'm just
going
gonna
right through the
follow her.
chamber.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah. We're
All
just gonna cut through the chamber because unfortunately, we touch anything here, we're in deep crap.
I am paying no disrespects.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As you guys walk forward, it's about a good 400 feet from where you guys entered to the end of the room. It looks like this room was meant to keep going forward. You can see that once you start getting towards the end of the room, where the corpses are located, it starts becoming more sparse and kind of spotty.
Mm-hmm.
But as you come to the end of the room, it looks as though it was continuing to be dug deeper. Looks like they were still chiseling new platforms for the dead to be placed upon.
Yeah, they weren't done by the time that society collapsed. Then it looks like.
Well, gotta keep going.
Yeah,
Whatever we're looking for is most likely then on the other side.
Yep. Are there any doorways or anything?
There is not. As I said, it looks like they were continuing the room, and then it just kind of stopped.
I'm gonna touch the back wall.
All right. It does feel warm to the touch.
I'm going to start looking for any like archways carved into the walls around here.
Any what?
Archways, like the square archways.
Oh, archways. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a investigate your surrounding.
Yep. I'm gonna add my +3 from being the history teacher.
Yeah, go ahead.
Instead of using the 1, so.
Yep, that makes sense.
That will be 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Okay. Yeah. It looks like they had begun to carve a archway into the end of the room. It looks like it's not very deep yet. It looks like they were just starting to get like the outline and where it was going to be placed.
Is there any remaining chisels or anything around there?
There are some, yeah. Looks like some of the tools were just kind of abandoned in place.
Oh, okay. Oh, I kind of like do like the concerned hands in front of my face, and I'm like, oh no,
What?
they don't have a pathway out.
What?
Grab a chisel and a hammer. We're finishing the doorway.
I'm sorry, excuse me, what?
Yeah, explain.
Okay. Historically, in the tombs, when burial tombs, pharaoh's tombs, whatever, there is a archway that allows them to move on to the afterlife. If this chamber doesn't have one, and it looks like, and I point to like near where Amy is, I'm guessing.
Okay.
There's a semi-finished one, but it's not complete, which means they can't pass through, which means all of these souls here are very likely trapped.
Oh.
I
So-
don't know anything about chiseling.
I'm gonna take up the hammer and chisel, and I'm gonna start like following the outline that they've left behind to actually start like making the archway. Then
Okay,
Shen's
go
Shen,
ahead and
did
roll
you-
brandish. Yeah.
Huh?
Go ahead now. What you're saying?
Shen, didn't you battle a chiseler? Like a mason or something? Can't you go and ask them to come finish it?
I mean, yeah, assuming this is a game, hopefully he didn't despawn or went to some other zone, but
if we're gonna go back, we're gonna grab Anapa's body and bring it over here too. Then
yeah, that only seems fair.
Let me keep checking around. I'm gonna do some investigating.
you keep looking around. We'll be back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna investigate the surroundings, see if I can do anything more. And
Yeah,
why did I grab a
and-
token?
Yeah, and just like Elfdane's horrible phrasing, don't fuck with anything.
All right.
Hey, it's how you said it, not me.
I know. I was taking a sip of coffee.
Oh, I thought that was Elfdane being exasperated.
So I got a 9. No, 7 plus 3 is 10.
So what are you trying to do?
I'm investigating to look to see if there's anything else of note. Or if there's any other hints as to what exactly needs to be done in here.
Okay. You can ask a question, I guess.
What
Do you
is
have
the
the question?
solution to get us through this?
Is that really an option?
I mean, you said it's a question.
I don't think that's a valid question.
You know what? Fair.
Can you just give me the answer? No.
Is there another option besides this archway for forward progression?
Yes.
Okay, since I rolled a 10, do I get a second question?
Yeah, you would get a second question.
What is it?
You could anger whatever it is that's in here.
That's a hard
Is it-
no.
I will say, the way Amy would probably think of this as well, this is a video game. Typically, if you have more enemies trying to kill you, that means you're going in the right direction.
That's a fair
So
way.
if you just started grabbing treasure or anger whatever is here, it would technically progress the story.
Well,
Might not
that
be
is
the
a-
way that you want it to, but it
that
would
is a-
progress it.
That is a backup option at the very least.
Yes.
All right, so I'll let them do the tool work, I guess, and if that fails, then we'll just trigger the raid boss, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah, it's always a plan B.
Yeah, there's always a plan B, right?
All right. Okay, you two. What exactly are you guys looking for?
Well, I'm grabbing a Nappa.
Okay.
Like, I'm picking up her body and I'm going to take her back to the burial chamber.
All right. Once you bring her back, what are you gonna do with her body?
I'm going to lay her on one of the altar slabs that have been finished.
Okay.
And like carefully tuck her in and do what I can to make her as if she's supposed to fit in with the rest of the bodies, basically.
Okay. Is there? Go ahead.
No, I was just like, I don't have all the supplies required to do so I'm doing my best with the little I have.
Okay. Is there anything else you're going to do for her besides putting her down, or is that just all you
I'm gonna try to do the little ritual that I saw her doing beforehand.
Okay.
And just kind of ask for her to pass in peace. You know what I mean?
Yep. Roll plus skill for just to see how well you do the whole
That's right.
thing that she did.
All right. This is gonna be a 11.
Yeah, you remember it perfectly. You remember exactly what she did whenever she was purifying the souls in the tomb of the undead pharaoh.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what I'm effectively. I'm replicating that for her.
Okay. And Shen, what are you doing?
Am I able to find the carver, the stone carver?
I'm not gonna make you roll for it because he is no longer there.
Okay, that's what I thought. Are his tools around?
He would not have left his tools now.
All right. Is there any specific? I'm going back to the place that I sadly messed up when I dueled him.
Yeah.
Was there any leftover schematics that were left about or such?
Schematics? For
Yeah,
what?
if I could
Blueprints.
find, blueprints. If we're supposed to finish the arch, then or if we could try to finish the arch, was there something specific that needed to be done, and would there be a piece of instructions to how to properly do it?
He would not have left anything like that behind, unfortunately.
Okay.
The sculpture he was working on when you found him, it was one that he was just kind of doing off the top of his head.
Okay, so God, I don't know what to look for then. All right, collaborative potluck. What do you guys think I should do?
Honestly, I would not know in that case because I'm focused on wrapping up with the Nappa right now.
Okay.
And the only things that I could think about would be either find something you could bring back over, or just head on back anyways.
Yeah, I think I should head on back.
Okay. All right, you make it back. What is so? Amy just found another way to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis just, Elfdane just buried an Appa with the rites and rituals that he saw her doing for purification. And Shannon returned after not finding anything especially useful.
Well, if your archway doesn't work, we can always just try pissing off whatever's here.
I would not.
If it doesn't work, it's probably our it's plan B. It's a fair plan B, right?
Hence why I said if it doesn't work.
As much as that is a plan B, fair, I would not call it that.
Well, I don't have a plan C, okay?
Listen, listen. If a plan has to go to a possible plan C, it might not be a good plan to start out with.
Well, if it has to go to a plan C, guess what? That means we in deep crap and need to make it quickly. So, I'm gonna go back to working on chiseling out the rest of the arcway.
All right,
Yeah,
go ahead and roll plus skill for me.
Yep.
Am I able to assist on this at all, or?
If he fails, I'll let you roll.
That is 6. That's 7.
7.
Yeah, I only have 1 in skill.
The two of you, it does take a while. Take you about 15 minutes because you guys don't really know what you're doing. Close to 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
After about 30 minutes of you guys chiseling away at this, you kind of get it goes from just being like lightly into the wall into actually being carved deeper into the wall.
Right.
And once you get into a certain depth, you can kind of feel a slight thrum in the room, as if something has been completed properly, and a kind of sheen can be seen, almost as like a thin film across the archway that you created, and you can almost feel a slight breeze coming from it.
Looks like we have the gateway then. The closest thing we'll ever get to what the mythology says.
Let's just hope it works. Shen's got to put his hand through it.
Yeah, Shen just pops out of existence, guys.
You know, I wish I could have warned him, but gaming terms, loading zone. Mythology terms, he's in Duat.
Can he walk back is the question.
You see, that's the problem. Whatever's on the other side is, if he's not walking back of his own accord already, whatever's on the other side is intentionally keeping him there at the moment.
Well, Nigel, the rest of the crew, I suggest you don't go through.
I suggest.
Yes, I was hoping that you would not ask me to do that. Oh,
Okay,
yeah, I really
asking.
don't want to do that.
We're not asking you to do it.
All right, you want us to start getting the treasure?
No, you're gonna leave this here. If we're not back in like 2 hours, we're gonna tell you it's probably best for you to just book it and tell them not to come here. Does that sound
right?
Historical
Yeah.
gods being, I'll just go like, historically, there's probably a god here. If you touch the stuff, the god's going to get mad, and will follow you out of this tomb if you touch the stuff. So wait for us for about 2 hours.
All right. Well, I
So-
suppose that will work.
All right, I'm just gonna walk through the archway.
All right. Avi, he pops out of existence.
She's gonna wait a minute to see if he's able to walk back.
Nothing happens.
She's gonna wait another minute.
Nothing happens.
Alright, fine. She'll go through.
All right. You walk through. So, new characters, everybody. I'm joking.
No, I've been muted
What
this entire time, waiting just to pop on the other side of the forest and be like,
All right. So, Shen,
They are
Shen, you find yourself in a vast desert.
Elf Day, but. Huh. Well, that was fast.
Yep.
I turn around. Is there like an arch or portal behind me?
There is, but there's no portal in it. It seems to be just a freestanding archway. It just stranded in the middle of this desert.
I wave my hand through it.
You put your hand through it. It's just there.
Huh. Well, hopefully I'm not stuck here. I guess is there a visible landmark nearby?
Not really. As you look around, you're like, oh, that sand dune could work. Oh no, it looks exactly like that other sand dune. Shit. And it's kind of all you see is just rolling sand dunes as far as you can see. It also doesn't help that currently it appears that the world is in twilight. The sun seems to be currently setting.
Okay.
And about this time, Louis, I keep getting my names mixed up today. Elfdane, you come
Yes.
stumbling out of the portal.
Well, only one way.
Oh.
Oh, jeez!
Okay, so
You gave me a heart attack.
well, if I give you a heart attack, you would have been here sooner. Mythology is standing up, so this, and I'm looking around. This is the land of the journey.
The land of the journey.
In Egyptian, it's called Duat, which basically is the land of trials, the land of the journey. Hounded by monsters, it's meant to help the souls passing through purify their ka. I don't remember the exact term, but basically purify their souls and then to be judged by Anubis, mythologically the god of death. We've had a lot of allegory here today, so I'm kind of in assumption mode.
That's fair. Hey, when do you think Ellie is gonna come through the portal?
Give her a couple minutes,
Yeah, she's probably just waiting.
especially because I turn and look at the archway. Yeah, it's not there. That makes sense. This is
Yeah.
meant to be a one-way trip in the first place.
Hey, are we able to log out, actually? Shen pops open, like, the menu, just is the logout option even there?
The logout option?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
Well, if worst comes to worst, we can just pop out.
I'm just like sitting down, I'm crouched down waiting for Ellie.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
also
Brittany.
just sitting down.
It takes a
We're
couple
just-
minutes.
We just like make a little tiny like dune couch, and we just like lay there.
All right. Yep. After a couple minutes, Amy comes out of the portal.
Well,
3
that
minutes.
proves at least that you're able to walk back.
3 minutes and 33 seconds. And no, we're not able to look around.
Welcome to the one-way trip that is known as the underworld.
I would say welcome to hell, but I think that's
no.
inaccurate. Yeah, it's not accurate.
The closest thing that we'd have for most people's understanding, this is purgatory.
Yeah, hell is way too stimulating from what I've heard.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
This
I'm
is
not
a-
gonna explain anything else and just start walking off.
No, that was more of me than Shin. I'm making our episodes like thorough.
All right.
Anyway.
So,
Yeah, let's go.
what is your guys' plan?
All right. Who wants to pick a direction?
Well, before we pick a direction, what directions are shadows facing?
Good question.
I mean, it's facing a direction.
Okay, but is it is facing in a direction? It's not like just a little circle beneath us?
Yes.
The sun is setting.
Yep.
The sun is setting? Well, if I recall anything from your classes, don't we have to go towards the sunrise in order for the land of rebirth or whatever?
See, that's the problem. I don't know if we're going towards the sunrise or the sunset in this version of the world. And if we're looking for judgment, we're gonna have to go towards the sunset.
So, in other words,
But if it's, then
It means
we're
Osiris.
walking-
If the sun is setting here, it's rising in the other world, which means Osiris has just left Dua, which means Anubis is waiting at the gate he's leaving.
So that means we could be on a time frame then.
Oh no, we are on a time frame at this point.
All right. Crap, you can't.
So
Is there
we'll-
Is there any way to tell if the sun is rising or setting?
There is not.
Ugh.
All right,
So,
that way, please.
Yeah,
so
that way.
I'm gonna walk towards the sun.
Towards the sun?
Yeah, we're gonna walk towards the sun.
I'll take points.
All right. So it takes about 30 or 40 minutes. You're not quite sure.
Mm-hmm.
After walking for a long time, you come to what appears to be a cloaked figure. They seem to be just kind of standing there mumbling to themselves.
Hello?
Well, it's thing is, I'm gonna hail this entity.
What do you-
Hi. Is this? Do you happen to know if this is the right path for the journey?
It remains silent for a moment, then turns its hooded head towards you, and says in a very raspy voice, "Yes, this is the correct way."
Thank you. We're seeking judgment at the moment.
Ah. Then tell me, what sin have you not committed?
What sin you have not committed? Is that what he said? Sin you have not?
Yep. What sin have we not committed?
Shen pauses for a moment. Does adultery count?
It is silent. It's just waiting.
I have not committed the sin of adultery.
Just nods towards you, and
Yeah.
then points towards the sunset.
All right. It's time to move on then.
Do you think that was actually the right answer?
I mean, it's a truthful answer.
The idea, and I'm like, as we start to continue walking. Shen, Duat is to make you face your sins. When an entity, you're meant to be tested, and willing to let you know if you're willing to face your mistakes. So, next time we encounter Traveler, we are likely to be asked, what have we committed? And see if we are willing to be honest about it, or to try to evade the question and try to avoid our judgment.
So, in other words,
Are we pure of heart and honest and willing to accept what we are, or are we afraid of what we might have to face as a result? There's a lot of... Ultimately, we are going to be tested by Anubis to see, at least by mythology, are testing our heart versus the weight of a feather.
Well,
So,
if that's the case, then before we know how real this is all going to get for us, I want to ask, if we encounter another one of those individuals, would like to answer discreetly to them instead of in front of us?
discretion is not the better part of valor in this land. And I'm just hoofing it as we're explaining this.
Same.
I mean, if you want, we can cover our ears. Just let us know.
Okay.
All right. You make your way further. After about an hour or so of walking, is there anything you guys discussed on the way there?
God, why is the sun? Is it me, or is the sun not changing at all?
It's not.
My only question is, I wish Jeff was an item that could bring in here. That would have made this travel so much easier.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we brought Jeff in here. We would have some type of weird secret encounter. I now say that, really wishing we brought in Jeff just for that possibility.
Either way, I'm just trying a lot. Knowing this is so focused on dueling. What is our plan if we end up having to fight the Death God?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I kind of hope we don't have to fight him.
If we do, I'll take him on.
As in, I would prefer if none of us had to fight him.
I believe I said if we do.
Mhm.
If we do, then
I don't think it's wise to fight him solo. I'll be honest. I don't think it's wise to go on solo. I think it might be best for us to take him on as a unified force.
yeah, that is the case. By the way, the other three, where are they actually?
We told them to wait a couple hours for us.
How many hours have
And-
we given them?
Well, if our walking is any indication, they'll be booking it out of there in about 30 minutes.
Ah,
And telling others to not come here as a result.
well, if we don't find the exit here anytime soon, then I guess we're going to be decreed dead.
Or unless they mark it as a quest pending situation. Who knows?
I'm going to be real. I kind of don't like the idea of other people coming down here.
So, but ultimately, I think so. Ultimately, sum up, take them on together. I think is the best option.
Yeah.
Right? So do we encounter anything after that hour?
After that hour, you find yourselves at what appears to be a large cliff. Oh, yeah.
I like to imagine Shen having undiagnosed ADHD has just been like disassociating part of the time walking, and he doesn't realize like there's a cliff until it's like a yard in front of him.
What do we see over the edge of the cliff?
Over the edge of the cliff, you see what appears to be a giant line of individuals. Most of them are pale and ghostly.
So, what does mythology say about that?
They're waiting for judgment. They're meant to be here. They're meant to be here to be judged.
So does that mean we have
We're
to wait?
not. And the thing is, because they're pale and ghostly and we are not, we are going to stand out very, very heavily. The best thing we can do is have patience and wait our turn, because these are people who have longed to be judged for a long time.
Oh no, don't tell me we're gonna be stuck here. This is worse than the DMV.
Well, guess
Well,
we're going to be
thankfully-
decreed dead.
Thankfully, a lot of the times, as far as I'm aware, the sins are weighed very quickly. But most of these people here should be relatively, if they've done their journey for long enough, their hearts should be relatively light and be able to pass on to the field of reeds sooner than later.
Hmm.
So it should move relatively quickly, unless Anubis has literally zero help.
Does he normally have help?
We haven't uncovered any text that says he does. I would hope the bureaucracy of the gods would allow them to have help.
Well, I guess let's find the end of the line, if there is one.
Time to get down the cliff then.
Yeah. Did anyone else hear a ghostly laugh?
That's my mom.
I swore I heard a ghostly laugh somewhere.
Oh my god.
All right, so we're gonna have to start making our way down the cliff.
All right.
It's just like one like ghostly guy that has like a sign that says like "line starts here."
Honestly, yeah, there kind of would be. There would be a single. You asked, I answered.
I'm sorry, but how I imagine it as like a Disney employee with like there's like an extremely long line and like
Oh,
they're just
dude,
dressed up in
dude,
khakis.
No,
and
let's not insult the god of death like that.
I'm not
And calling one of his jackal-headed priests a Disney line employee.
I'm sorry, but that was just the image in my
He
head.
has
I
to
don't-
point using 2 fingers.
Oh,
If I may,
go
Sorry.
ahead. I'm sorry.
as you make your way down towards at the end of the line, you do see a someone with ears similar to an Appa. She has they have a jack. It's a man. They have jackal ears, and they seem to be sitting behind a stone desk with a quill and parchment in front of them.
Mm.
I guess we wait our turn to approach.
That I'm not sure who that would be.
That's an administrator.
Yeah.
If I
That would be
understand
an
anything
administrator.
about bureaucracy and all the crap I had to deal with back at the companies, that poor sucker is probably stuck doing paperwork all day, every day.
More than likely sorting everybody. So.
I bet they kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
as you approach them, they don't even bother looking up from what they're working on. They say, "Station in life."
Teacher?
Cafe owner.
Duelist and technology architect.
All right, he says. He starts marking some stuff down, and cause of death.
We're not
Still
dead.
alive.
What? He finally looks up. What?
We're not dead.
Yeah, this might be awkward.
How did you find your way to the underworld? Let me guess. Here to free a loved one's soul, I am assuming.
Nope.
Actually, no. We found a burial chamber and we finished the portal for what looked like probably a few thousand trapped spirits.
Well,
And then he touched it and ended up through on this side, so we came over to try to get him out, and now we're all on this side.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually didn't expect to travel through it. I thought it would be for those who are already past. Unless if being in the necropolis made us dead.
No, we're still alive.
No, we're still alive, Sean.
He just kind of like leans forward and just pokes Shen in the ribs.
Yeah. You could just ask.
Yeah, he still has his fleshy bits.
Yes, I do. Shows him like my shoulder, like just pokes it.
Very well. And what exactly do you want?
Out.
Well, one, we would like out. But yeah. We're looking for the pathway out.
I think we also
And I'm
have.
assuming we may need to speak to the Lord of Death himself. In this case.
We also might have some personal questions for them if they're able to answer them.
All right, I can pencil you in. How does 236 years sound?
I have a better solution. I'm going to spend one of my resources.
Uh-huh.
I understand your kind of position. I've seen many people stuck in this situation. Here, have a week's supply of coffee.
It's just a bag of coffee.
It's like a large ass bag of coffee.
He kind of glances from side to side real quick to make sure none of the undead are like looking at him. Just kind of grabs it, pulls it towards. Did I say over 200 years? I'm sorry. I mean closer to about 5 minutes. How is that?
That sounds
works for
wonderful.
me.
Thank you.
That works perfectly well.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you very much. We'll make sure
we'll just wait right over here.
Yeah. Question. If
Don't push our luck.
I was just gonna ask him his name.
Oh, fair.
Okay. If if we were to give a wonderful review, who do we put your name down as?
Please don't.
Okay. And I just
So we'll
go
wait
away.
off to the side.
Yeah, we'll wait off to the side.
Shin just
Yeah.
like leans up against the wall. I can't believe that worked.
Look, if anything, there is nothing out here. If you were an administrative assistant working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, would you not want some coffee?
And considering if he's by himself, dealing with soon to be a few thousand souls.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, we may have just made his
And
schedule.
a week's supply of coffee to him is more than a few months for the rest of us.
Yeah. Well, this was all a very interesting transaction that just occurred.
Not to mention, ancient Egyptians would have really, really liked coffee.
Wait, really?
I never do that part, but
How lucky!
corporate culture apparently has not changed in a millennia.
I have to genuinely ask. Hold on, Blaze, did you realize that?
Anubis put the facts in the chat already. If you go look at the chat, Connor, you can read it for yourself.
Coffee was the first part of Egypt chapter. Oh my god, that was amazing!
It literally fits perfectly.
Oh my god. Blaze, you didn't even realize that, did you?
I did not know it, but it's not too surprising. Coffee is a lot older than a lot of people give it credit for.
Oh,
yeah.
I know it's definitely. I know that it's older. I'm just surprised that this actually fits really well into like. Yeah, it makes sense why he's like, oh shit, coffee. Give me that shit.
All right, back on track.
Mm-hmm.
As you are brought, I get you guys sent to the side. After about 5 minutes, you see a jackal-headed man. He's like a little bit taller than Amy. Walk up to you and says, "It appears you have a audience with the god of death."
I guess we do.
That would be it.
Very well, follow me. And he will lead you to what essentially is the front of the line.
I do my best to not pay any attention to the other.
Pay no attention to the ghosts on the way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Like I don't want. This is all. Actually, hold on. Shin's not gonna like look too hard, but he's just going to see if he happens to pass anyone he recognizes.
Roll investigate your surroundings.
Connor, I can only have one response while you're rolling. You do not recognize the bodies in the water.
Oh,
Is that a skill check?
I believe it is.
Investigate
Yes.
surroundings, yes.
Oh, that was the wrong dice. Well, that was a 9.
It is run
Those
di-
are my
it's-
dice, though.
Yeah, roll your dice.
Sorry.
Back off, get your own dice.
Well, I'm glad because that's a 10.
Okay.
You're
We can
welcome,
ask two
David.
questions. What are you asking?
I wouldn't happen to recognize anyone in the line.
No, you do not.
Oh, thank fuck. Alright, seconds.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing I see in the line as we're walking up?
Nothing especially weird. It's mostly just people.
Do I
You
get a
see
refund on
Troy
my fuck-
Baker.
Nope.
Can this be a timeline where like we happen to see Elon Musk or something or not?
Bruh.
No. You
Okay.
guys are in the afterlife of a video game.
Oh wait, hold on. All right.
It's Mario.
I knew it was like you could see if you could identify the priestess, right?
Yeah,
And it's like,
I was going to.
And it's like, well, we didn't recognize anybody. Well, Connor, sorry, Shen did not see anybody in line that we recognized. So,
Well, then
She
yeah, he
has-
wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't see Napa.
yeah.
Then yeah, I don't know. If anyone has an idea what to do for this, just shoot it by me.
No, it's you already asked your questions.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want. All right, gotcha.
So, sarcasm aside, totally every single model in line is a reference to one of the developers of the world.
All
Oh my.
right. Okay.
Why is
You
this one
guys
named
are brought before who you presume to be the god of death. You see them standing at pretty much there was like the cliff you guys came over to that kind of led you guys to here, and below that, kind of at a cliff to the what appears to be almost the edge of the world. You can see the sun in the distance, standing in front of a large set of scales with a feather on one side. A huge man. He is at least 15 feet tall. Rippling muscle and the head of a jackal.
The god of death himself.
He turns. He had just finished ripping the heart out of a person before you had come over. He's just finished weighing it. You see it kind of tip for a moment in both directions, but eventually the heart is found lighter than the feather. And you see the soul seem to disappear. As he finishes this, he turns towards you three. What brings? Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna kneel like in respect, right?
Uh huh.
Shin also goes to kneel, but as he like goes down, it part of his leg just kind of gives out, just kind of like roughly falls onto his knee.
What brings three grave robbers before me?
An exit. And a portal.
One and well,
Into what?
The first would be an exit. So, primarily because we had finished a portal for many of the people who belonged to come here. And inadvertently came. The second is more my personal. One of your priestesses did not get the chance to be able to tell me the information she so possessed. And I was hoping you could fulfill her end of the bargain before the unfortunate circumstances of our duel happened.
Why would I help three grave robbers?
I didn't ask you to simply help. I asked you to fulfill the end of the bargain one of your priestesses made.
And what does that have to do with me?
She said you would have more information. And she never was able to give it. And she has been as prepared as feasibly as I could. And we have restored a portal and told the other three that came with us to leave without touching anything.
You left her no treasures, no food, nothing to prepare her for the travel across the Duwa. You may as well have left her body where it was for how you have damned her.
And you're completely correct in that state. But it was better to prepare her to have the journey than not to have her have that journey at all.
Be that
I'm sorry, Elfdane is going full on like I want this information. It was denied to me.
Oh, I know what you're going for, yeah.
If I may ask if it might be possible as a compromise, what if I could return to the living world? What if I gave her the necessary offerings and treasures, so she's able to make the journey safely. Would that satisfy the discontent?
Let me think for a second. I have no reason to trust a grave robber such as yourself.
Fine, here. And she'll reach into her backpack. I still have some supplies. Let's say she's gonna pull out some kind of treasure or something.
3 weeks worth of coffee. I'm sorry, I just needed to lighten the mood somehow.
She'll pull out some trinket or treasure that would be worthy for the trip, and toss it over to him. Here, if we can't get out because you don't trust us, you can give it to her yourself. And yeah, she's being snarky because she doesn't believe or trust him either.
No, that's fair.
You don't trust us, and I don't trust you. So, here, compromise. There's her stuff. And she's, by the way, she's the only one of the three, the three of us here that's not kneeling. In fact, her arms are crossed.
Yeah, I suspected that, yeah.
I like to imagine if Elfdane and Shin saw that, we might just like tug on your ponytail down to like sit down or something.
Like Elfdane's clenching his teeth, but he's trying to maintain his own, like, a level of respect, right?
What would he would, yeah, he would. Why should I trust a servant of Mikona?
Oh, shit.
That implies that I still work for them.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but hold on. What?
Yeah, she's the one that developed the VR system, remember?
No.
No. Like, hold on. Does
Like,
she
that
like
gets Elfdane's head to whip up.
Yeah, like Shin's like, no, I don't care that, like, you did that. You know about the developers.
I know of Mikona, yes.
What are they to you? Because for us, they're people who just make digital products in this card game we play. How do you know about...
I told you before, it's most likely just reading our system data.
Okay, but then again, what does it matter to you if she worked in the past for Mikona? What does that mean to you?
Besides,
why should I answer you?
Are you assuming that our equipment shows allegiance? Much like when the Romans once wore their suits here while swearing allegiance to the Pharaoh Cleopatra.
Insert joke of Shen saying the hex Roman.
Like, Elfdane's standing up at this point.
I mean, I literally gave you the supplies that you would need for her. They're at your feet. I don't know what more you want from me, unless you want me to, I don't know, take her place or something, which is not happening.
We could also just escort her across her journey if that would also satisfy it, but I would still like to.
No, if he's not going to trust me throwing equipment to him for her, he's not going to trust us to escort her across.
Well, if we fail, then we could just have it as repercussion that we wouldn't be able to leave. But
we have done sin. Our hearts will fail, and he knows this. And he does not want to give us what we need to leave his domain. He wants us trapped here.
Ah, so he's a cheat.
I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the response to that
Oh,
one.
okay. And how did I cheat?
Let's see. I gave you what you needed for her, and you refused to accept it. You blame
refused the
me
fact-
for something that is in the past, saying that I still work for them, which I don't. And then you don't trust us for anything else. I mean, of course you want to trap us here, because why wouldn't that be considered cheating if we can't actually, have a chance to win at all?
And taking this even further into account, despite the accident that was her death, she made a promise of information, knowing the risks of the battle. She knew what the risks of battle were, and she still engaged in it. Following that, we still at least tried to give her what was feasibly possible without taking from another, and leaving what we can absolutely alone outside of what was absolutely necessary for our mission. We did not go with abundant greed. We went there with a simple solution. We went there with the seeking of knowledge, not profit. So yes, you are cheating us. And you are attempting to trap us here for nothing other than for nothing for the respect that we've given you. What say you?
Out of character, holy shit.
We've even dealt with your little problem of someone who defied your own decrees.
Yeah, I believe I toasted that son of a gun.
I toasted the bodies that he was trapping to free their souls, while she took care of him directly and eliminated him and ripped him from the mortal coil for you.
But no, clearly that's not fair. No.
Give me a moment. This pause is not in character. This is me as the DM thinking how you would do
That is perfectly valid. Take all the time you need to think about this. I know the frustration of needing to come up with a response, but needing to think of how to say
Ellie's
it.
got one more for you, Blaze, before you fully contemplate.
Go ahead.
Besides, if we're really all this horrible guilt, why are you coming after us instead of the people who sent us to do this work? Why are you blaming the tools and not the people who wield them?
I am partially surprised Ace Attorney music isn't blasted in the background. That would just feel odd.
Are you saying that the craftsman is not to blame for the mistakes that the tools make? Are you to say that those who control the system are not the ones that should be paying the penalties? I'm sorry, I had to.
I'm sorry. Me, Amy, and Elfdane were ready for this.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
Amy has been pissed off the entire day now.
And Elfdane is just like, Elfdane's been trying to be respectful about the entire situation, and basically was just spat in the face of him, and he's like, "No, we're done. I'm done being nice."
As the god of death, shepherd of souls, and final judge, I have no need to respond to your petty requests. All who die shall one day be judged by me.
That's if we believe in you.
However, as the last guardian, last bastion of the scorched wasteland, I cannot allow you to continue. So guys, we need better music for this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Where's this?
Oh god.
No, not a god. Gods can be. If he was a god, he wouldn't be able to be slain.
A petty request like this would be nothing for a true god.
So guys, you haven't seen this happen before. The displays in front of you, they start glitching out a little bit, which is not something you've ever seen with these headsets.
Mhm.
Recording.
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 As you start recording, text appears. It says, moderator access requested. Moderator access denied. Admin access requested. Admin access denied. Guardian access requested. Guardian access granted.
Oh shit!
Ellie, what's going on?
Next, it says anti-duel requested, and then the yes is clicked. Anti-duel accepted.
What?
Suddenly, Siryu, Raven, and what would be from from Elfdane's deck?
Oh, that's very funny.
If he's
Take
targeting
Pixie.
aces, there's no aces.
I know. Tyrannus, King of Light and Illusion,
Fine.
are all put into the anti-slot.
What?
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna do you one better, Mr. Guardian and Keeper of the Gates. I'm throwing my whole deck on this anti-list.
Wait, what? Why?
Your terms are acceptable.
If I win, you're gonna tell me everything that we want to know.
Very well. All right. So we have a 3v1 battle on our hands.
Time to turn the arena around.
Yes,
Also,
it is.
I know what time to join.
Oh, he's been here for a little bit.
Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing him. Holy shirati iced tea.
Alrighty then.
Oh, that design's sick.
Oh yeah. Alright, so go ahead and grab my own dimension disc real quick.
That's fine.
So the this will be a 4 life point duel. The current things on currently being gambled with are Nell's entire deck, Tyrannus, King of Light and Illusion, and Siryu of the Azure Stars. If you guys lose, those are the things that will be lost.
I rolled an 11 plus my skill for information on information for my prep.
Okay.
So that is a 14.
You have heard rumblings of this while you were as like with your Mikona contacts. You've heard rumblings of this. The Scorched Wasteland was rumored to have a final boss. And you heard that its entire gimmick is based around trials and tribulations.
Like that one ace attorney get. Okay, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, I hope that was dramatic enough for everybody.
Yeah.
You just blew the whole tank out of the water.
Okay. I need my 3 prep.
Yep.
I need so I know
What
it's
advantage does
trials-
everyone think that they should have?
I am currently aceless, so I have 1 advantage from that. He is, and because this is in result of the pursuit for information, I have 1 advantage from information relating to my brother.
Is something
Okay.
loading because my tabletop sim is frozen?
No, you just crashed.
Son of a shepherd.
Alright, so I have the worked for Makoto because he called me out specifically on that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to find out more about my ace that was stolen. And
Okay,
I've
we can do
anteed
that
up I've anteed up my entire deck.
I don't think that one counts because I don't think antis count as
But that is one hell of a risk.
No, I'm just gonna make that. I'm
Alright,
not
then
gonna
give me free tension then.
Oh my god, no! Oh my fucking god, no! That's what we forgot. We forgot to put a tension counter over here. Dang it!
Oh, that's
Alright.
fine.
Guys,
Sagrill, I'm using your counter over here as tension.
Perfectly fine.
All right. So here, behind you guys, you should have your stuff. Shen, do you have anything?
Give me free tension.
No
I think-
tension. No, you're not getting anything.
Uh,
You get nothing.
so I'm currently trying to figure out the problem. There's the Windows things. You guys were cutting out quite a bit, so I think the crash is a.
All right. So. No, unfortunately, none of his he doesn't have any baggage for this. All right. Change my color to the right color. Oh, we lost Garner.
Yep.
Again.
Well, in that case, let's go ahead and take our break now.
All right.
Just so we can
will
finish setting up and everything too.
We're going to be right back. We're going to take our break, and then once we come back from the break, it's going to be duel time. So we'll be back in about 5-6 minutes, chat.
Yeah, give us just a little bit to get ready.